What's up guys, Spectacular Scars for 118 here, and today I have another costume review. Now I know I said in some recent videos that I wouldn't be able to do this just because of the fact that like this suit would be at my house, I'm at school, but I was able to have my parents bring it to me, so thank you mom and dad. So yeah, I have the Zentai Zone color fabric comic Scarlet Spider Kaine suit with me right now, and this is what I'm reviewing today. The patterns are made by Yeet Yourself Off a Cliff, aka Logan on Instagram. But before I get into the suit, I just want to say please use my code Scarlet118 at Zentai Zone. It saves you 15% off your entire order. Not only does that help you save money on your costumes, but it also helps me make reviews and suit comparisons and stuff like that on the channel, so you guys can see that the Zentai Zone is truly worth it. So please use code Scarlet118. Thank you again, Zentai Zone, for sponsoring me for that. And yeah, let's get right into the review.
I am the spectacular Scarlet Spider.
So, standard Zentai Zone bag. I was going to do an unboxing, but I needed to see if everything lined up and was good and stuff. So, this is a dream come true, this suit right here. So I want to thank Logan very much for, having this pattern. This was ready for months. Like, we've had this pattern planned for months, and I've been waiting on doing it. But there's been a couple other suits and a couple other cosplay stuff that's come up in between that, and plus I wanted to get it all right. So when asking me to do the spectacular suit that I did, the custom suit I have, or this first, I chose the spectacular suit to kind of run through some trial and errors. And Logan had a few difficulties with that pattern, with the chest not lining up, or the shoulders not lining up, or something like that. But he was able to perfect everything with this pattern. For this suit. So and before I get into it, I want to say one more thing, that I've always the reason I say this suit's a dream come true is because when I started doing this all those years back, I always would look up like images of Kaine suits like on Google or something, and a lot of the primitive ones back then that weren't the gunhead pattern from RPC Studio wore color fabric suits. Like, you could clearly tell that people would stitch their own suits together with red and black fabric, and it looked so special and unique, and I fell in love with that back then. And so my first Kaine suit was obviously red color fabric that I painted on the black, and so it wasn't the best, but I've always wanted a pure black and red color fabric Kaine suit, and this is what this is. And so I'm very stoked to have this. I know I do a lot of Kaine suits, but this is probably going to be the last like mainstream comic Kaine suit. I have a couple others in the work, but sorry for the backstory. If you're here for the review and not me babbling, well then you're in luck, because I dropped the mask and I had the suit right here. So guys, here it is. This is my Kaine suit. Color fabrics, as you can tell, and if you noticed, this has the spider is raised. It has, it's the 3D printed screen print. I lost the word, screen printed spiders, front and back. By the way, this is the back spider is erased. Like I said in my other review, it's not the same material as the front. It's a little embossed, but the front is flat. It's printed. However, this time it has some protective material over it, and this wasn't on my other color fabric suit or screen print emblem suit. So I got very curious about what this was actually. And when I opened it, as you can tell, it's peeling off down here. And I realized that it's probably just a protective screen over the screen printed emblem that they put over it to make sure it doesn't get damaged in shipping, which I thought was a little strange, because like it's peeling off and it looks like under it looks like it's supposed to, like the screen print emblems usually do. And I kind of like the shininess. I don't know if they meant to keep this on here or if this is a new feature they do to protect it until it gets to you, because it was already peeling off. So I guess I probably peel this off camera, because it's obviously not supposed to be like that. But anyway, I just thought that was important to point out in case anyone was noticing it glistening and glossy, because it's not supposed to be glossy like that. But the features I got on this are U-shaped zipper, which is standard for color fabric suits from Zentai Zone if you are new to this. And the reason for that is because the screen print emblems are standard. If you have a back emblem like this, you can't have a vertical zipper down, or else it will intersect and pretty much not work. So basically, if you don't know what U-shaped zipper is, it goes from one underarm to the other, or armpit, I should say. Or it doesn't really matter, either works. And so I'm trying to find the zipper. And so you just take it, you zip it, and it goes all the way around. I'm not going to unzip the whole thing right now because that's just a mess for me. But as you can tell on the inside, it's red back and forth. And the same thing goes for the black, but you know, not in this section of the suit where I can show you that. But basically, if you don't know what that means, it's important because when you're wearing a white dye subsuit, which is what most Spider-Man suits are, like this mask right here, and I'll show you, the backing of it is white and the front is printed on there. So when you stretch it incredibly, and I don't know if that's a good example, but when you have it over your joints and stuff, it's going to show like whiteness or because of the fabric color, and it's not going to look too good. That's why I prefer color fabric. And honestly, this came out beautifully. Logan got everything, he perfected everything that he missed last time, which is mostly just this area right here, and the shoulders line up perfectly. So, and also gave him, when he was making it, he had these shoulders a little bit lower, like way lower, and I told him to raise that up because, and honestly, I'm glad that he did that, and it looks great in my opinion. And the back obviously has the spider. I did not get wrist zippers, just because I think I was running out of points to use. I was like, I don't want wrist zippers. Now I want to note something here. The gloves have this like black, like, so if you guys know what Kaine's suit looks like, the fingers are supposed to just be black. And so if you notice here, there's like a little, like, it extends beyond the fingers, the blackness here, and it goes, I don't know a good way to show this because I'm wearing a black shirt. I should have thought about that one. But it goes beyond it a little bit. So the fingers end here, and they're supposed to, it like the red is supposed to go up a little bit more, and so it's not supposed to have that black band. Logan said that that's something that they're doing with color fabric suits, but I will take his word on that, as I haven't had another color fabric suit with fingerless sort of looking gloves like this. So either way, it's not a big deal because honestly, it's like a minor nitpick I have, just because of the fact that like it's supposed to be a little bit higher, but it's really not noticeable. I put my hand in it already. So yeah, another feature I got is Kung Fu shoes. Now these are pretty standard. What you have to do to put them on is you have to like pull them open with both hands and shove your foot in there. So it's a little difficult, it's a little tedious, but I used to be a soles guy. If you don't know what soles are, then it's literally like, think of it as you take the bottom of your shoe and you glue it onto the bottom here. What this is, it's a built-in shoe. So it's like, that's why you have to pull it open and stuff, because it's an actual shoe you put your foot in. I used to be a big sole guy. All my suits had soles for the past 5 or 6 years or something, or however long I've been buying from Zentai Zone. And then with my recent suits, the RPC paint suit and my spectacular suit, I was like, soles, why not? I might as well get soles, right? So these turned out great, and I am very sold on Kung Fu shoes, not soles. I don't know if I messed that up, but Kung Fu shoes, great, definitely recommend them. But yeah, my suit is pretty standard, and that's what I like about my color fabric suits, is that they don't have an insane amount of detail, and it really reminds me of my original Kaine suit that I made all those years ago, because it was like this. It was simple. There's no muscle shading or anything, and this looks great. I love how this looks. It's beautiful. I love it. So thank you, Zentai Zone. Thank you, Logan. One more thing though, I have the mask here. Now you're like, what are you going to use for lenses for this thing? Because obviously you don't have any lenses. Am I going to pull, a couple years ago I did a review of my Raimi suit and I didn't even have lenses for it, so I just had the mask on and had no lenses. It looked really weird. I'm not going to pull that this time. My plan with this is that I'm going to make lenses myself when I have the time and can go home. Because I'm going to do the same thing I did with my Darth Vader helmet, where I make them red. I found out a pretty good method for that. Maybe I'll make a video on it, because I know a lot of other people struggle with that as well. Making red lenses, it's not an easy thing to do, because there's not a lot of like red perforated vinyl, and painting this is a pain. So I actually have my mask from my spectacular Scarlet Spider suit with the eye holes pre-cut and everything. So you're like, okay, so you're just gonna have eye holes. Well, that's not true, because I also brought my face shell, my E1 Zonakos face shell. So I'm going to be wearing this. I know I use this face shell a lot for a lot of my recent suits. I use it for the PS4 Kaine suit. I use it for Cyber Scarlet Spider. I use it for Spectacular Scarlet Spider. So it is a pretty well-used face shell by me, but I'm going to use it again just for the purpose of this video. Just know in the future I'm going to have my own lenses. But hey, if those lenses don't work out, I still have this face shell to use, so I can't really lose here. But anyways, yeah, so I'm gonna go into a deep dive like I usually do in these reviews and look at this up close and personal. I'm probably gonna peel this off, by the way, before I do that. And then I am going to put it on, so stay tuned. All right, so here we are with the up close and personal view of the suit. I just want to note really quickly that it might look orange on the camera, and I think that's just because my camera is really weird, and also the contrast between the floor and the fabric itself does something weird to my camera. I'm not sure why that is, but it's red. This is a red suit in person. It's a pretty deep red. It's just for whatever reason showing up orange on my camera. I'm going to try to edit that to make it look closer to what it's supposed to look like. But yeah, here it is. And I peeled this off. I didn't do it on camera because I tried to already. Like, funny story, I tried filming this review once before, but I had to cut it short for reasons. But yes, this is a protective sheath that I think it is. Not think, I know it is, because it peeled off. Like, it was already like sort of peeled down here when I got it. So I kind of just assumed that it looked like it should underneath it. So I just peeled it off. I don't know why they had this on here anyways, but I guess to protect it, but it looks like it should. It looks like it does on my other suit. So that's pretty cool. I don't, okay, the reason I say, because if this is something standard, this is something new, because they didn't have this on my other suit when they shipped it to me. So I don't know, that's just weird. Maybe I had a weird experience with the last suit, or maybe this is a weird experience. Don't know. If anyone else has a color fabric suit from Zentai Zone, tell me, did they put a protective thing over your spider? I totally wanted to keep it on there because it looked pretty cool, but whatever. Yeah, so everything lines up pretty good, and I am very happy about that. Like I said, it's really just a red and black suit, and that is exactly what I want. Everyone, always goes for, and this isn't to criticize anyone. If you like this stuff, then go for it. Cosplay is about what you like doing, but everyone always goes for the crazy muscle shading, the crazy textures on here. But if you look at this, there's no textures, there's no muscle shading, because it's color fabric, and Zentai Zone is still having a little bit of difficulties perfecting that stuff with the textures on color fabric for some reason. But honestly, I don't care, because all my suits, I want them to be simple, mostly from now on, when they can be. And this is one of those suits because, yeah, it's simple. It's color fabric. It's kind of what it should be, and I really appreciate that, Here's what I was talking about with the gloves a little closer up, if you couldn't tell earlier. Like it said, it's just a black band here. This should be raised a little higher, like right here. I don't know if that's just because it's a sewing error, that they couldn't like mash two colors together with the color fabrics on their part, or so there you go. Sorry, my camera's probably off focus, my bad. Or if it's an error on Logan's part. He told me that it could have been either, but I don't really know. I don't really care. I just wanted to point that out, that was my only issue with this suit so far, because I haven't even put this on. And you're like, why don't you usually put your suits on before you review them? And I usually do, but for this suit, I kind of wanted to try something different. I wanted to capture my genuine reaction to it. So that's what I'm going to try to do here. So I'll put this on in a second. I also just want to show, push that up a bit. Kung Fu shoes here, standard stuff like I said before. They look really clean. I got my other ones dirty, so I'm going to try to keep these as clean as possible, because that just looks cool. But obviously, not that they're around right now, but, Comic Cons, they get dirty and stuff. So flip it around to the back. Now, this is one of my favorite parts of the suit, the back spider. It looks beautiful on that black fabric there. So that is just beautiful. I like that. I really love that. And then the other feature I have is the not wrist zipper, no wrist zipper, sorry, the U-shaped zipper. So just open that up. You can see the stitch work in here is incredible. Yeah, so everything looks good. There you go, black and red fabric. So yeah, pretty great suit overall. My fascia is off to the side. You've seen it before on my channel, but yeah, so I'm gonna put this on now. No more wasting time, and let's try this on for the first time, get my genuine reaction to it. Okay guys, we have a massive problem. I know this is a weird camera angle. It looks really wrong. I have compression pants on. don't worry. But they, and to use my language lightly, they fucked this up. And I am not happy right now because they massively fucked my measurements up. And what I mean by that, and I'm going to try my best to show it here without showing too much weird stuff, is I pull this up, and it's going good so far, but I instantly notice a problem. Right about here, around my, I guess, upper thigh sort of area, almost to my hips, right here, I noticed that it becomes harder to pull up. I can't barely pull it up any further than that without forcing it, which then, sorry for the apple juice bottle, I need to clean up, but that just feels wrong. Like, it's not cooperating with me. And I'm able to get it on, almost, but like, okay, so this is going to be really weird. It's not anything graphic, but in this area here, this is stretched out almost all the way, which is usually the case when it's up a little higher, like it should be, because my legs go a little bit longer. But being stretched out as it is here, there's a problem. There's a massive problem here, because right here, and so I can't pull it up all the way without forcing it, and I have my shirt on, so I'm gonna pause and then show you another problem here and what this means. So give me a second. Hopefully this isn't too weird of an angle for you guys, but I have to show this somehow. But look, it's almost completely stretched to the brink, and even trying to put my head into the U-shaped zipper sort of slot that it's supposed to be in, I've heard so many stitches pop because this is not right. The measurements on this aren't right, and pull it up a bit, and so this goes way lower than it should, and it's not supposed to be that way. It's not even the fault of the pattern. It's just the fault that this is too short. Like, they screwed it up. They screwed the measurements up, because this is supposed to go up higher, and this is supposed to look like this, because if I pull it up without ripping the suit, this is supposed to go all the way up here, and it's supposed to look something like this. But they screwed it up, and now we have just black and then red. It separates it like it's not supposed to. And that's not the fault of the pattern, because the pattern's fine. It's the fault of Zentai Zone, because they screwed the measurements up. Because I can't even get into this thing. I have to pull this up and pull this down. And sorry for showing my back, but I don't wear shirts under my suits. And so I have to try. And I've popped so many stitches already. I already know. I've heard so many pops. And watch it work this time. This is why I hate U-shaped zippers. But I've tried for 30 minutes already. I'm making some progress. God damn, see? It's so tight. Usually, I always have a struggle with U-shaped zippers. But it's never been this bad. Not even on my Raimi suit, which is pretty bad. Just because the measurements were screwed up on that too. Or at least the fact that the paint shrinked it, so I didn't account for that. But this is the most progress that I've made with the U-shaped zipper, and so they screwed it up, because I there's a problem. It feels constraining to move in this, and spandex shouldn't feel that way. It should feel freeing. It should be like, I can do that. But I'm even afraid to do that, because this area on my upper leg where it's the problem is stretches in the wrong way, because it thinks that my body is lower than it is. It's supposed to go up a little bit up here, because I have long legs. But they screwed the measurements up, so I can barely even get into this thing. I can't get into this costume. I really can't. It's a struggle. I can't get into it, guys. I'm gonna pull up a chair, my beanbag chair here, and I'm just gonna talk to you guys like this, because I can't get into this costume. I can't. They screwed the measurements up that bad, and I don't know what to do with this now. I'm just gonna take this into my hands now. I don't know what to do. I really don't, because I was looking forward to the suit so much, and this is the worst time. This is the worst job Zentai Zone has ever done with anything. And I don't even know whether or not to be mad because I got this thing for free, but it's like, it shouldn't be this way to begin with. I gave them all my right measurements that I usually do. And so I don't even know. I don't know what I need to, because I've never had to send a suit back, and there's no alteration shops that can fix something like this, because that just wouldn't work. And I don't know if I'm in the, I don't know what to do. What, guys, tell me in the comments, what do I do? I've never been in this spot before with Zentai Zone, where they just screwed the measuring up. So now, look, it wouldn't be a problem if the arms were a little bit longer than they should be. Like, yeah, it sucked, but like I could just pull it up, all right. But like the legs, the hip areas, really, I can barely get into this thing. And I don't know. I don't know what to do. I've heard horror stories about people trying to send their stuff back because then they'll just send the same thing back, and it's like, what the hell, man? So either, and this pushes my plans back so far. In fact, I might have to make another video about this entirely. But my original plans were going to be get Alex's suit next, the Alex's Gas and Patterns pattern. But I'm just gonna have to redo this suit. I might even have to pay for it because I guess I can't trust really the quality of fuck, of the sponsorship suits. I can't get into this thing. I can't. I really cannot get into this thing. This should be way higher up here. That's how it should. This is again. It's not the pattern. It's Zentai Zone because I can't even effing get in this costume. Like, this was made for someone who is like 5 foot tall. I'm almost 6 feet tall. So it's like, what the fuck? Like, how do you fuck that up? I don't know if Zentai Zone watches these reviews, man, but they probably don't. But how do you F that up? How? I gave you the measurements. How? Do you just accidentally type in a 5 or something when you're fucking... I don't even know, man. I'm sorry for the cussing. I usually try to refrain a lot from doing it. I slip up a lot, I know, but like, what the actual fuck? Like, I can't get into this costume. So I already have a strategy in mind about what I'm gonna do with this. I guess I'm gonna probably have to buy another one because, like, yeah, I know, like, oh, you get suits for free, you're spoiled, blah blah blah. It's not that. It's that I get these things to help show you guys what's up, and I always say, yeah, use my code to show Zentai Zone is truly worth it, and they usually are, but for whatever reason, this time they effed it up, and I've had a good track record with Zentai Zone, in effing up their suits. Not effing up, or well, not effing up the suits. Like, all my suits have been really good. There's only 2 instances before this that I can think they effed up. One was my 2017 Scarlet Spider suit where they inverted the colors on the hood for whatever reason. I was able to get that fixed by alteration shop. That's why I brought it up. And then my anti-ox suit, there's nothing inherently wrong with the stitch work is a little poor and the pattern was faded on the suit, but it was serviceable. I could still wear it. I can't even wear this thing. I can't put it on. I'm gonna try again right now. I'm gonna try again because that's big talk, right? Oh yeah, you can't eat. Oh, you're just saying shit. No. Guys, I try to be real with you. What I mean is, I literally can't. I literally can't get it on. I can't. I can't, because the way this is supposed to work is that usually if you this feels like it's going to, like, the stitches here, and I can feel the tension on my body. It feels like it's going to fucking explode on me any second, and that is not good. So you're usually supposed to pull that down and be able to just pull the zipper down. Like, even though I hate U-shaped zippers, and I have troubles with it on my other U-shaped zipper suits, it's never been this bad. It's never been this bad because the reason it's this bad is because it doesn't even fit me. It doesn't even fit me. That's the problem. Like, it doesn't. There's so much tension here and here because when I try to put this on, again, I heard so many stitches pop because this is it's unnaturally stretching itself beyond its limits. So it's not even supposed. Well, with the way that they stitch this thing together, it's not with the height that this thing has. It's technically not supposed to be able to pull up this high. I'm literally forcing it up above my ass, but and I'm going to demonstrate. Sorry about the shirtlessness in a second. Ugh. I can't even get it off, but I'm going to try not to expose that. But basically, it gets stuck here. It gets stuck here. Maybe it's because I have a fat ass, but like, it's not supposed to do that, right? Like, it's not supposed to do that. So, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sending it back. You know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and record another video, right? Because this video is gonna be like 30 minutes long, I'm sure. I don't want it to go on too long. I'm gonna record another video about what I'm going to do and how. Fuck. Okay. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Share the video. Follow me on Instagram. You know the bullshit. I don't even feel like going through the bullshit right now. The usual shit that I have to say at the end of the videos. So, bye. Just goodbye. Okay, I was finally able, after a lot of struggling, to get it on all the way. So, even if this is the way it's supposed to be, which if they used all my measurements, somehow they miscalculated somewhere, because this feels there's so much tension. I can feel the spandex struggling when I lift my legs and move my arms up. I should not have OS limitations here. I shouldn't feel like I'm about to break my effing suit when I raise my arms. As you can tell, and I'm gonna hold it weird, there's a lot of this right here. It's supposed to go higher. That's the problem. This whole suit's supposed to go higher. Like, the stitch works somewhere down here, got screwed, because even on the back, this zipper here arches too low. I have to force it up. It's supposed to be naturally sitting about right where it is, or a little higher, but I had to force it into position, which then creates this strain here. This is supposed to, because my armpits are not right here. They're right here. And that's a problem. So I think they might have screwed this section right here, this whole side section, because like my armpit's not right here, it's up here, right here. This is where my armpit is right in this section here above it. It's supposed to go up, and so there's too much tension and it can't. Even if it is the way this is supposed to be, this is too low. This section here, like, this is almost, my nipples are right here. The spider should not be where my nipples are, to give you a little of a blatant explanation. This should be way up here. So, Zentai Zone screwed the stitching. It feels like I'm gonna break it. Like, if I try to do that feels like it's going to pop so many stitches. So, while I was able to get it on, it's still wrong. It's still not supposed to be this way. They clearly screwed the stitching here. It's wrong. It's all wrong. Yeah. So, just a little update, I guess. I don't know. Again, I didn't mean to do a fake, like, oh hey, video's ending. It feels so weird to me because this is where the red is supposed to be, but since they screwed the stitching up, yeah, so I'm gonna cut the video now. You know the usual. I'll see you later. Bye.